For decades, the formula seems simple. Go to school, get good grades, earn a degree, find a stable corporate job, work hard, climb the ladder, retire someday, and hopefully live a comfortable life. This was the dream, or at least that's what people were told. But something is changing. More young people than ever are questioning that path. Some are leaving corporate jobs, others are refusing to enter them in the first place, and many are asking a question that previous generations rarely asked. Is this really the life I want? At first glance, this doesn't make much sense. Corporate jobs often offer stability, predictable paychecks, benefits, health insurance, retirement plans, everything that should make people feel secure. Yet despite these advantages, many young workers feel deeply dissatisfied. Why? Because security is no longer enough. Today's generation wants something previous generations often had to sacrifice: freedom. For many young people, the problem isn't work itself. The problem is trading the majority of their lives for work they don't find meaningful. Think about it. You wake up early, commute, spend most of the day working, return home tired, repeat the process 5 days a week for decades. And somewhere along the way, many people start wondering whether they're living or simply following a schedule. That's not laziness, it's a question about purpose. The internet has changed everything. For the first time in history, young people can see alternative lifestyles on a massive scale. They see entrepreneurs building online businesses, creators earning money from content, freelancers working from anywhere in the world, remote workers traveling while earning income. Whether these lifestyles are common or not doesn't matter. What matters is that they exist. And once people see alternatives, it's difficult to ignore them because comparison changes expectations. Previous generations often compared themselves to neighbors. Today's generation compares itself to the entire world. That creates both opportunity and frustration. Opportunity because people discover new possibilities. Frustration because traditional careers can start to feel limiting, especially when someone sees others creating income outside the corporate system. Suddenly, the question changes from, how do I get a good job, to, how do I build a life with more freedom? Another major factor is the rising cost of living. For many young adults, the traditional promise feels broken. They were told that education and hard work would lead to financial stability, but reality often looks different. Housing is expensive, student debt can be overwhelming, everyday expenses continue rising, and many people feel like they're working harder than ever without moving significantly ahead. As a result, some begin questioning whether climbing the corporate ladder is still the best path, not because they dislike work, but because the rewards don't always match the effort. Then there's the issue of time. Young people increasingly view time as their most valuable asset, and they're not entirely wrong. Money can be earned again, time cannot. This is why flexibility has become such a powerful priority. Many workers would rather earn slightly less money with more freedom than earn more money with complete control over their schedules. To older generations, that may sound strange, but to younger generations, time often feels more valuable than status. The pandemic accelerated this shift. Millions of people experienced remote work for the first time. They discovered that many jobs could be done from home, without commuting, without office politics, without spending hours every week sitting in traffic. And once people experienced that freedom, many didn't want to give it up. The traditional office suddenly felt less necessary, less appealing, and in some cases completely outdated. But here's something important. Rejecting corporate life doesn't automatically mean embracing entrepreneurship. This is where many people get confused. Not everyone wants to start a business. Not everyone wants to become a creator. Not everyone wants to take massive risks. What many young people actually want is control. Control over their schedule, control over where they live, control over how they spend their time, control over their future. The desire isn't necessarily to escape work. It's to escape unnecessary restrictions. Of course, corporate life still works extremely well for many people. It provides stability, structure,
career growth, and opportunities that can be difficult to find elsewhere. There is nothing wrong with choosing that path. The problem begins when people follow it automatically, without asking whether it aligns with their values. Because success is personal. What feels successful to one person may feel restrictive to another. The real shift happening today isn't about jobs, it's about priorities. Previous generations often prioritized security first. Younger generations increasingly prioritize flexibility. Previous generations focused on stability. Younger generations focus on freedom. Neither approach is completely right or wrong. They're simply responses to different realities. The truth is, young people aren't rejecting work, they're rejecting a specific version of work, one that often demands more time, more energy, and more control than they're willing to give. They're looking for something different. A life where income matters, but isn't everything. A life where success includes freedom, not just a paycheck. Because at the end of the day, most people don't dream about having a corporate title. They dream about having choices. The choice to work on meaningful projects, the choice to spend time with family, the choice to live where they want, the choice to control their own future. And perhaps that's the real reason young people are rejecting corporate life. They're not running away from responsibility, they're running towards freedom.